Hello and good day. Welcome to Debonair Training, the series on development of e-learning and data analytics software, including for artificial intelligence. Now, if you just joined us for the first time, this is a developer series of short videos that essentially bring us is designed to bring developers in Debonair Training um, to expedite their learning curve of our training series. Now we have W Training is a training institution for software developers and has training premises for other kind of training courses as well. You can reach us at www.training.com/LMS. My name is Greg Ekato. I'm the CTO among member of staff that bring about our vision of www.training.com. Um, Now, the purpose of this training series, these short training courses, is to take us along a journey that would essentially, in the course of going through the journey, we would cross paths and gather up skills all the way from the basics, development courses, front end, back end, module analytics. I'm a module expert. You become a module expert as well. Becoming excellent in gaining expertise in the best LMS software in the world right now. Um, Becoming excellent in data analytics and actually producing commercial grade software for data analytics and artificial intelligence. So buckle your seatbelts and let's get started. Okay, so now we are on into SQL. Some call it SQL, and this is the intro. This is part of the basics that is needed, definitely needed for web development. Okay, so SQL stands for Structured Query Language. Its purpose is for accessing and manipulating databases. I say SQL, some call it SQL. SQL is a slang or colloquial language for SQL. For SQL, either way, it doesn't matter. So it complies with ISO and ANSI as well as BS5 survival standards. And as such, all versions support the major commands such as select, update, delete, insert, and where. So these are the key commands that are expected in all regular RDBMS databases. However, most of these versions also have their own proprietary extensions in addition. So you've got many versions which are many dialects of SQL, such as MySQL, SQL Server, MS Access, Oracle, Sybase, Informix, Postgres. I'm sure you heard of most of them. These all in existence. But however, for the purpose of this developer course, we'll be focusing on the open source MySQL. I'm making some comparisons with SQL Server, with Oracle, and a few other differing database engines. Okay, so we got MySQL here, and you got SQL just for comparison. Now, to complete this tutorial, you would absolutely need uh, either MySQL installed, MySQL installed along with the client, um, or PHP admin, which has MySQL shipped with it. So to download it, you got the links here. Now, must say you have to be registered as a Debonair Training uh, trainee or student to actually get these links, and this is just a video tutorial to let you know how to do it if you case you want to do it on your own. However, if you need proper guidance, you will have to get registered with debonairtraining.com/LMS and get enrolled. To do this, just send me an email or go to our website and register and get and we'll take you through the registration process to get you qualified and get started with it. Now, this is what the interface of PHP admin looks like, along with all the features involved. So once you've got PHP admin installed, you should be seeing an interface like this without the existing databases I've already created for this tutorial. So what is MySQL? So MySQL is the world's most popular open source database, according to DB Engines. MySQL ranks as the second most popular database behind Oracle database. By the way, Oracle are also the owners of MySQL right now, even though MySQL is open source and Oracle database is not open source. So that's just the way it works out right now. MySQL powers many of the most accessed applications, including Facebook, Twitter, Netflix, Uber, Airbnb, Shopify, and Booking.com. So that gives you an idea of how widely MySQL is used in the world right now. MySQL is a RODBMS, which is Relational Database Management System. Databases are the essential data repository of all software applications. For example, when web searches are done, when they log into account transactions, bank transactions included, or financial transactions. So how do we use it? There are endless possible usages of MySQL. And we do this using tools such as MySQL Workbench or PHP Admin, which I just showed you the interface right here. For instance, within database, you should be able to create, update, delete, and transform data with views, triggers, computed columns, store procedures using defined functions, transaction, and error handling. That's just you got so much more as you can read here. For this short tutorial, we'll be using PHP admin to demonstrate the real world use scenario or computed columns functionality. So RDBMS are going through some definition here to make it quite clear what it can and cannot do. Um, Essentially, it's for SQL queries to access data in the database. So a database consists of database tables, which consist of a collection of data entries organized into columns and rows. Those hold These hold records of the individual entered data. To access this data, we'll be using SQL statements or commands. These commands include SQL keywords, clauses, data types, inbuilt functions, and are separated as a standard with semicolons. So essentially, what is being said here is um, you got on the one hand you got your RDBMS, which are all these kind of databases here, and all of these have database tables, which have inside of them data. This data is organized into columns and rows, which essentially holds the data. And to access this data, to manipulate this data, we use SQL statements, which are essentially commands. Now, these commands uh, are made up of SQL keywords, clauses, data type, inbuilt functions, and are separated as a standard or punctuated as a standard with semicolons. So just like you use your full stop or dot in English language, so semicolons is used in SQL language. So the most common commands are here: select, update, delete, is set into create, alter, uh, create table, drop table, create index, drop index. So that's that's just a brief intro to SQL right now. There's a question if you if you if you are registered or enrolled with us, but you won't be able to take this question or any other question until you signed up with us. So that's it for this lesson. The next one, we're just going to the main differences between the language dialects, which is essentially the different kind of database engines we have right now. Most of them, well, they're just as because they offer the same standard, they just have to have there is some little difference between all most of the languages, just like you have in normal English language. The different locations have their own dialect, so it is. See you in the next one.